With the tragic passing of Kwak-Wakiwak Hereditary Chief Bill Wilson, joining me today is Grand Chief Stuart Phillip of the Union BC Indian Chiefs. Grand Chief, you knew Bill Wilson for quite a while?
Yes, I did. I got involved in the issues of our people in the early 70s, and it was pretty much the time that Bill graduated from UBC, from the law program, and he immediately got taken up by many different organizations, including the Union of BC Indian Chiefs, and he was one of our primary directors and spokespersons, not only for the UBCIC, but for the Indian movement across Canada and certainly here in British Columbia.
He represented not only your organization, but many others as well. And let's talk about the constitutional talks back in '83. What do you recall about Bill Wilson then?
Yes, not surprisingly, I believe he was leader of the Native Council of Canada at the time and their spokesperson. And he was very prominent at the constitutional talks at the First Minister's meeting and literally stood toe-to-toe with Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Marc Lalonde, and the senior ministers of Trudeau's cabinet. And what I recall most vividly was when the talks closed, they were very tense, very, very intense, and Bill Wilson looked across the table at the Prime Minister and he said, "Mr. Prime Minister, maybe the next time we meet, we'll do more than simply educate you." And Trudeau's face looked like somebody had slapped it. And, you know, everyone in that room, it was just packed with Indigenous leaders. You know, they were all laughing and smiling, and you could see them in the background. It was an amazing moment, and it was definitely Bill Wilson. He was a very, very strong, articulate, knowledgeable leader that was raised by hereditary leaders. He knew the law, he knew the hereditary laws of the land, and he stood up for those principles, never ever taken any backward steps or anything like that. The young people, the Red Power movement was very much alive, adored Bill because of the strength of his leadership and his strong voice.
Absolutely, and certainly one of the pivotal moments of those constitutional negotiation talks was the moment that he said to the Prime Minister, "Perhaps one of my daughters will become Prime Minister one day." Do you remember that statement?
Yes, I was in Ottawa at the time during those talks, and I vividly remember that. And I think it's, you know, Jody was our Attorney General for Canada, and I was really hoping she would have run for the leadership of the Liberal Party of Canada. I think she would have went on to become Prime Minister, and I think she would be an amazing Prime Minister.
Absolutely. And Bill Wilson's legacy will carry on with both his daughters and his granddaughters. Thank you so much for sharing your insight with us. We really appreciate that. And our condolences to the family for the loss of Hereditary Chief Bill Wilson. Back to you in studio.